What if Amazon itself is the wrong battlefield? Feeling crushed by Amazon competition? Well, you're not alone. Every day, thousands of sellers are losing to bigger players, copycats, and low-cost imports. And if you're trying to compete on Amazon by importing products from China, you're already late. But what if I told you there are business strategies straight from China that give you an unfair advantage without breaking the bank? And it all starts with one little-known concept that flips the whole Amazon game on its head. So stick around. And hey, hit that subscribe button right now. It takes 1 second. It helps grow the channel and it keeps you ahead of the curve. Done? Awesome. Let's get into it. Here's the brutal truth about Amazon. The traditional Amazon FBA playbook is officially dead. It was fun while it lasted back in 2018, but today, it's an absolute meat grinder. Let's say you buy a product for $5, pay Amazon their $5 fee, sell the product on Amazon for $16, and then spend $1 on advertising just to have a single sale. That leaves you at a $5 profit per unit, which is not that bad for a starter. But boom, the copycats arrive. Within 48 hours, 20 identical listings appear overnight with unpronounceable brand names like QWERT-XU, selling the exact same item for $2 less than your manufacturing cost. But you won't believe the real reason why you can't compete. Most gurus tell you, Amazon is just too crowded. That's a lazy excuse. The structural truth is far more brutal. Amazon's current ecosystem is systematically designed to favor suppliers who possess global supply chains, zero-margin manufacturing capabilities, and hyper-fluid asset speed. When you buy a standard product from a sourcing site and list it on Amazon, you are trying to compete with the very factories that made the item in the first place. They own the supply chain. You just own a laptop and a credit card. It's like trying to beat the casino at its own roulette table while the dealer is reading your mind. To win, you have to completely change the game. You need an unfair advantage. To get that advantage, we have to talk about China. But drop every single stereotype you have in your head right now. China isn't just about cheap products anymore. It's about hyper-innovation, breakneck speed, and structural leverage that 99% of Western sellers completely overlook. If you look at China purely as a place to buy cheap plastic widgets, you've already lost. China's domestic e-commerce ecosystem operates like a fleet of supersonic fighter jets. We are talking about direct, frictionless access to industrial engineers who can take a sketch on a napkin and turn it into a physical, working prototype in less than 72 hours. The real China advantage isn't saving 50 cents on a production run. It's the psychological and mathematical weapon of speed and iteration. It's about launching products that your competitors don't even know exist yet, using infrastructure they don't understand how to access. Stick around, because I'm about to break down 5 Chinese business strategies that give you an unfair advantage. Here's the first idea: private label with rapid customization. The hack is, you take for instance a $1 gadget from a Chinese factory. Then add your twist, maybe a color variation or a packaging upgrade. Suddenly, that $1 gadget becomes a $20 Amazon bestseller. There's a seller who grabbed a mini USB fan from Shenzhen, added a custom light feature and branded the box. Within 2 months, it went from $0 to $15,000 in revenue per month on just one tweak. Why is this an unfair advantage? Because your competitors cannot replicate your exact listing. If they try to copy you, they can't just click buy on a generic catalog anymore. They have to spend weeks reverse engineering your custom mold, negotiating setup fees and retooling a factory floor. By the time they figure out how you did it, you've already captured the market share, gathered 500 5-star reviews, and moved on to your next product iteration. This second idea is where things get incredibly fun: trend hacking. Here is an absolute psychological truth about consumer behavior. Human desires are remarkably universal. But consumer trends manifest in the East roughly 3 to 6 months before they hit the West. Most Amazon sellers use Western software tools to find keywords that are already popular. They see a keyword like keyboard wrist rest getting 102,000 searches a month, and they rush to order it. What they don't realize is they are chasing a trailing indicator. They are fighting over crumbs left behind by the innovators. Instead, You need to look at leading indicators. By learning to navigate domestic Chinese platforms like Taobao, Pinduoduo, and the domestic version of TikTok called Douyin, you can witness consumer crazes in real time while Western audiences are completely oblivious. For instance, a couple of years ago, ice face rollers were a massive viral sensation on Douyin's beauty channels. Smart product hunters spotted this early, immediately sourced them from specialized manufacturers, and had inventory landing in Amazon fulfillment centers just as Western beauty influencers began discovering the trend on Instagram. Expected returns? Sellers who catch these macro waves early routinely experience 40% to 50% net profit margins during the first 90 days of a trend launch, because ad costs are near zero when there's zero keyword competition. You aren't competing for market share, you are the market. The third idea utilizes pure marketplace mathematics to build an impenetrable shield around your business: bundling and kits. Amazon's search algorithm heavily rewards unique ASINs, Amazon Standard Identification Numbers. If you list an identical product to 50 other people, Amazon views you as a commodity, which forces you to compete purely on price. But what happens when you combine complementary, inexpensive components into a highly curated premium solution kit? For example, a DIY electronics kit, skincare beauty bundles, or a bulk, all-in-one popular brand's candy with different flavors and assortments. You're not just selling products, you're selling convenience, creativity, and experience. And the price markup? Ridiculous. A $5 total cost can sell for $20 plus, with a very high monthly unit sold. The fourth idea completely solves the single biggest risk in all of physical retail: capital lockup. I call it micro-manufacturing, or small batch testing. Here's the secret most Western sellers miss. Chinese factories allow small MOQs, that is, minimum order quantities. You can order 20, 50, or 100 units to test before committing big money. Contrast that with the Western approach. You buy 1,000 plus units up front, sink $10,000, and then pray the product sells. With small batches, you pivot instantly, reduce risk, and scale only when you know it works. You aren't gambling anymore. You are letting the data dictate your success. Here's the wow one. Almost every e-commerce tutorial video you have ever watched operates on the exact same premise. You are the buyer, and you need to buy things from Chinese factories. But what if we flipped that script completely? What if the factories actually need you? Most Chinese factories can produce world-class, premium consumer goods at breathtakingly low costs, but don't understand Western marketing, can't create viral content, and struggle with English branding or writing a compelling and emotionally resonant English ad copy. This massive gap creates an incredibly lucrative opportunity for you. You don't need to save up thousands of dollars to buy inventory from them. Instead, you position yourself as their exclusive Western brand partner or joint venture digital agency. They desperately need people who can create viral content, run ads, build Amazon storefronts, and connect with influencers. You approach these manufacturers and build a high-leverage business model, such as a commission-based partnership, where you run their official direct-to-consumer store in exchange for a 20 to 30% cut of gross revenue, or a factory-focused content agency, where you build a network of user-generated content creators to make their products go viral on major social media platforms. You don't need to own the multi-million-dollar factory machinery. You just need to become the high-converting bridge that makes that machinery useful to the Western market. Mind blown, right? This approach completely removes inventory risk, removes shipping liabilities, and gives you a partner with unlimited capital and infinite production capacity. Now, I need to give you a very serious reality check, because if you run out and execute these strategies blindly, you are going to lose your shirt. An unfair advantage only works if you combine speed and innovation with flawless execution and operational discipline. The single biggest mistake I see eager entrepreneurs make is blindly copying a trending product without adding any distinct customization or structural value. If you see an item going viral on Douyin or Taobao and you simply buy the exact same generic version to throw onto Amazon without an angle, you are setting yourself up for failure. The Western marketplace moves quickly. Within weeks, dozens of low-margin sellers will discover the same trend and drop the price to rock bottom. Your temporary trend advantage only converts into a long-term profitable asset if you use your initial head start to build a real brand identity. Optimize your listings and establish a distinct logistical relationship with your factory. The second major pitfall is completely ignoring international compliance, logistics, and quality control. Just because a factory can produce an item incredibly quickly does not mean it automatically complies with Western consumer safety regulations, FCC rules, or Amazon's strict terms of service. If you skimp on independent third-party quality control inspections to save a couple $100, or if you ignore proper product certifications, you are playing Russian roulette with your seller account. One single bad batch of products with a high defect rate can result in a wave of negative customer reviews, a spike in return rates, and a permanent account suspension from Amazon. Speed is an incredible weapon, but speed without quality control is just an express lane to business bankruptcy. Let's simplify everything we covered today into a concrete, step-by-step action playbook that you can begin executing immediately. Open up a Notes app and write these down. Step 1. Mine leading indicators. Spend 30 minutes every day analyzing domestic Chinese platforms like Taobao, Pinduoduo, and Douyin. Stop looking at what is currently selling well on the Amazon bestseller list and start looking closely at the innovative consumer concepts that are generating massive engagement overseas right now. Step 2. Identify and extract competitor weaknesses. Once you find a product category you like, go to Amazon and note the 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star reviews of the top-selling listings. Look for recurring consumer frustrations. Do they hate the packaging? Is a specific part constantly breaking? Is a critical feature missing? Step 3. Negotiate low MOQ test batches. Reach out directly to modern, agile manufacturers and negotiate a small batch validation run of 50 to 100 units. Ask them to incorporate a micro-innovation that solves the exact customer complaints you extracted in Step 2. Step 4. Create high-value solutions through bundling. Do not sell an isolated generic item. Combine your customized core product with highly complementary, low-cost accessories to form a premium, all-in-one solution kit that carries a unique, uncopyable ASIN. Step 5. Launch, analyze real data, and scale. Ship your initial test batch to Amazon fulfillment centers. Launch focused, low-budget search ads, and let real market data tell you the truth. If the market embraces your product, rapidly scale your production orders. If it falls flat, smoothly pivot your capital to the next micro-innovation without missing a beat. You see, the old days of lazy, low-effort Amazon FBA are gone. And honestly, that is the best thing that could have happened to you. The elimination of lazy copy and paste sellers opens up a massive competitive vacuum for sharp, strategic entrepreneurs who understand how to leverage global supply chains correctly. By combining deep trend insights, rapid manufacturing cycles, custom solution bundling, and sheer execution speed, you build a business that doesn't just survive on Amazon, it dominates. Which of these 5 distinct strategies are you going to implement first? Are you going to dive deep into trend hacking, or are you going to explore becoming a high-leverage factory partner? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I read and reply to every single one. And if you want to make sure you never miss out on the secret, high-leverage tactics that keep your business ahead of the competition, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Stay sharp out there. I will see you in the next video. And as always, it's made easy by Zion.